I'm now joined in studio by the Deputy Secretary General of the ANC, Ms. Nomvula Mokonyane. Ma'am, thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Thanks for inviting us.
No problem, ma'am. So, I mean, we are looking at that leaderboard and, of course, crunching the numbers of various political parties. How's it looking for the ANC? Are you happy? Is this where you thought you would be at this point in time?
With the results that have been audited and are presented to the public, we're quite comfortable that we have over-surpassed the 4 million, which also means that we have also over-surpassed the 36% that was projected against the ANC. Our immediate contender is at 2.1 million. That on its own gives us hope that with the numbers that are now coming from the urban areas, the big metros, our numbers can go higher. It's only the Northern Cape that has completed its counting and consolidation of the results. All others, it's still a work in progress.
And in fact, in the Northern Cape, the ANC has come under 50% after you were enjoying the majority in that province. I mean, you can at least speak to those results in terms of, how you think you fared.
Yes, the results from the Northern Cape are now being a subject of discussion. Amongst others, they take us back to where we were before, where we had to work with the Democratic Party in the first administration, and here today we are below 50%. Although we remain the party with the majority. So the ANC will converge at an appropriate time when all these results are presented, and will map the way forward.
Not only, ma'am, are you below 50%, just the latest CSIR projection says it's putting you at 40%. I mean, that is well below 50%. You must be disappointed. How is President Cyril Ramaphosa taking these news?
Well, we do appreciate the CSIR projections, but we are almost over that mark with these latest results, and we do believe that will even go higher, having been in touch with our own structures and those that are in the different provincial results centers. President Ramaphosa is upbeat. He's continuing with the party work. We've assigned him some responsibilities. The man has done damn good. He crisscrossed this country. He went to a voting district. He didn't just go and address people in the stadium. He went to the voting districts. He went into people's homes. He addressed different sectors. And we agreed as the ANC that as the face of the ANC in this campaign, he must be the volunteer in chief. And I think where he is and how he is receiving these results, we are quite comfortable that he will carry us through this coming 5 years.
I mean, some have predicted also that, the ANC will in the coming days be holding a special national conference, maybe perhaps looking at the future of President Cyril Ramaphosa not leading the party post these elections.
I think it's people who don't know the ANC. There's no such a discussion at all as we speak. President Ramaphosa has done well. It is through the ANC that will reflect and determine the way forward. There's no way that we can be influenced by what other people assume. Give the ANC the space. President Ramaphosa has done well. Volunteers of the ANC have appreciated his contributions. As leaders and members of the ANC, we are good to go with him.
Of course, a lot of South Africans wondering what will happen, after the numbers have been declared by the IEC. You have 14 days in which to make that decision. Who is the ANC speaking to? What considerations are you making? I understand today there was that special meeting between members just discussing some of the prospects in terms of coalitions.
It's also so wrong. There was no meeting today. Everybody is speaking and telling lies about what the ANC is doing. There's never been a meeting today to talk about those issues. What we are looking at is that we would work for bringing stability in South Africa, building relationships that can help us to grow our economy and create jobs, and we will ensure that we participate in this globalized economy so that then everybody and any party that is interested to participate in the economy of our country is confident that we have a stable government. Our focus is towards that. No party is currently in our thoughts. What is in our thoughts is how the ANC is going to move South Africa forward.
One party member, leader, in fact, mentioned the fact that nobody saw the MK party coming. How does the ANC react to how the MK party is, performing in this election?
When we went to the elections, some of us said it, that the MK party will be a disruptor. It will be a disruptor because it has come with somebody who was a president of the ANC.
And who's still a member of the ANC?
No, who is now a subject of the ANC processes. But if you look at it, he has defined himself outside of the ANC. But precisely because of our own rules of the game as the ANC, he has to go through that due process. It was something that we saw that it will create a problem. Of course, not to this magnitude. And hence we have to wait and complete everything. Remember, nobody knows where these numbers come from in terms of the voting district, in terms of the ward. Once we get that, we will have to go back as the ANC and say, how do we regroup?